KevSpec, welcome back to the channel. Well, in this video we're going to do a review on the mods that have been done on this YouTube experience. So over the last 2 to 3 years we've done a few mods on the car. We're going to see how they stack up, you know, is the transmission leaking, is the diff leaking, is the interior still looking good and the paint hasn't scratched off, and the end gauge, how's that pod holder holding up. So we're going to have a look at all the mods that I've done over this YouTube experience. We're going to see if the KevSpec mods stack up. Are they any good? Let's have a look. Let's get into the video. All right, let's start on the outside. Let's start on the Duco. So a couple of years ago I did a video where I did a massive paint correction on the car, where I actually sanded it back with 1500 and then 3000, the clear coat, and then give it a really good cut and polish. So how does the paint look? How does the paintwork look after 2 years? And you know, being out on the road, it's been on a few long trips, plenty of car washes, plenty of, you know, it lives outside all day, every day in the weather. What do you reckon, guys? Give you a bit of a look. Now she's a tiny bit dusty, but get my head out of the shadow. But I don't know about you, but that looks pretty damn nice to me. Minimal what you'd call car wash scratches. It's really hard to show it up. See if I can get it in the sun here a bit. Yeah, so look at that paintwork. There's minimal car wash scratches, but I reckon she still looks really nice. I gave it a quick polish the other day, and the paintwork, I know you can't feel it, but that is soft as a baby's bum, I tell ya. Really soft. So I reckon KevSpec's paint correction has held up 100%. Didn't go too far, it hasn't faded or anything, the roof hasn't done anything weird because I've sanded it back too much. The roof still looks mint. It hasn't got any dry spots if I've sanded it back too much. Probably just here, if you can see, there's a couple of really light scratches. But yeah, I reckon that's a win for KevSpec paintwork. Still looking really good. Alrighty, here we are in the interior. So a couple of years ago I did the roof lining upgrade where I blacked out the roof lining. Had that done by a professional, but all the rest I done myself. I painted all these covers. See the paint still mint on all these covers, all the little handles, the side trims. They're all still looking mint. They haven't faded, they haven't chipped away. Same as the sunglass holder. See, that still looks mint. So yeah, I reckon the interior's held up really well because I did paint it with the right stuff. Even the sun visors have still held up pretty well, considering they're, you know, cloth trim, and I've painted cloth, but they've held up really well. Yeah, so I reckon the interior still looks wicked. I don't know what you guys think, but like I said, all them interior parts that I painted black still look Mickey Mouse. Front A-pillar trims are still looking Mickey Mouse. And onto the end gauge pod holder, which is still there, still works. As you know, I did a video not long ago on how I change the tunes on the end gauge. It's going to fire up. It's going to make a liar out of me now. There we go. So yeah, the end gauge pod holder still looks good. Still sitting there. Still nice and still sitting there pretty good. So I don't know about you guys, but I reckon that interior upgrade was definitely a win. All the trims are still looking great. The sunglass holder, the sun visors, even the little, I painted all them little, I don't know what you call them, makeup lights maybe. Even painted that. Still looking mint. All the little plastic bits. There's a tiny bit of wear in there because that rotates. I think you can see there's a tiny bit of wear in that clip because that rotates on that, and that's worn the paint away. And just where the sunglass holder sits on the inside there, it's just worn away. Those two little spots there, if you can see, but you don't see them. Sunglass holder still looks mint. So yeah, that's a win, I reckon. Next thing in the interior would be the paddle shifts. So yeah, if you can see them guys. Paddle shift, negative gear, positive gear, up and down. So that one's the upshift. That one's the upshift. That one's the downshift. And yeah, it's still working great. Still power skid with it, cruising through the mountains. Still works as good as it did with the day it was fitted. So I'd say the paddle shifts were a win. So what are we? That's 3 for 3. The Juco's still looking good. The interior's still looking good. The paddle shifts installed still looking good and working fine. Let's go underneath the car. Oh, one thing I nearly forgot on the interior when we did the electrical fixes video is the glove box. As you can see, the glove box, it's still out a little bit, but you can see the light's off. Because if I open the glove box, the light comes on. Close it and the light is off. Still got a bit of a gap here. That's going to be a never-ending. They just warp. Yeah, so like I said, the glove box is a win. They're just going to have to give that another bit of a sit in the sun, I think, one day. That's what sort of fixed it last time. It pretty much just heated it up and it went back to its standard shape. So I might have to do that again one day, but as it sits now, she's mint. Let's go underneath the car and have a look. And as you can see, I have no charging issues when I did those electrical fixes, the earth wire and a few other bits and pieces. That reads low because the N gauge is a bit slow in the way it reads its data. It's actually 14.2, as you'll see by my little thing here, 14.1, 14.2 give or take. $14.2 volts, charging mint. Before we go up, I'll quickly show you the wheels. So the wheels are obviously still on the car, the same wheels. So I've got a little bit of something to admit here. These are actually a new set of wheels as of 2 months ago. KevSpec decided to try and drive through a chicane a little bit quicker than he should have in his local area. Thought I was a race car driver, and guess what? Next minute, new set of wheels and tires. So I ended up smashing that rim, ended up smashing the back right rim, punching 2 tires. So yeah, trip off to the tire shop for a new set of wheels and tires. So no secrets here. I mucked up. I hit a gutter and shit happens, and I had to replace all my wheels. There was a couple of scuffs on the other ones anyway. I hit a bloody bit of concrete pumping clamp on the road about a year ago. About 2 years ago, which mucked up the left-hand side wheels. So I thought, well, the left-hand side wheels are stuffed. They got scrapes on them. I just wrecked 2 right-hand wheels. I may as well get a new set. So here we are with a new set. All right, let's go underneath and have a look. All right, let's start on the rear end. So in one of the videos, I did a complete rear end overhaul and upgraded the subframe by supporting it, welding in gussets. Also had a new True Track diff center fitted at the same time. And just before that, we had the 1400 horsepower drive shaft shop axles fitted as well. So how are they all stacking up? Well, the axles are still there. Can't really show you much, but give it a bit of a wiggle up and down. Very, very minimal, if not zero play. Let's have a look at this one. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very hard to film and yeah, but there's no play in the right hand shaft. And there's no play in that guy. Now I think I'm cheating because the handbrake's on. Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's no shaft play in that guy anywhere, took backwards or forwards or up or down. Those drive shaft shop axles, they're worth a fortune. I think it was $3.5 grand for the kit. The axles, the hub, the billet hubs, ARP axle stubs. Yeah, so the axles have definitely held up to the punishment. Now I know you can't see or feel what I'm feeling, but there is definitely no movement in those axles or wheel bearings in the hubs. Solid as a rock. We'll check the other side. Solid as a rock. So yeah, the rear end's come up really well. I'm really happy with it. It's been to the drags, it's been on the dyno quite a few times. Now the bit that probably everyone's interested in, KevSpec gusseting. So as you can see, all these gusset plates, the welds have not moved. They're all in the same spot where they were. Still looking mint. All the gusset plates are still looking mint. Nothing's moved. All still looking mint. So yeah, that center housing, center cradle, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so that center housing, center cradle is still mint. Yeah, sorry a little bit for the stop-start filming today. I'm working in with Grease Monkey AUTOWERX. You know, they're kind enough to let me use their workshop, so I've got to work around them, and when they start working on cars, I've got to stop filming, so it is what it is. All right, so back to this center bush. As you can see, the center housing's fine, nothing's moved, no welds have cracked. Center bush is still looking mint. I don't know how you guys are snapping your diff bolts all the time. I highly recommend this floating bush. The diff's got to have some movement in it. Fitting those solid bushes is not the way to go. It puts way too much stress on the housing, way too much stress on the diff, and it snaps bolts. So yeah, the floating bush is still working. Treat that floating bush, by the way, is 6 years old. I've reused that on every bit since the rear end come out. And yeah, it's just, that's the way to go. I do use genuine, I don't know if we can see them, genuine FPV side bushes, just the rubber ones, and that's all you need. FPV side bushes, floating center bush, and the rear end will give you no more troubles, as well as some 1400 horsepower axles do help. So yeah, looking good. Sway bar still looking good. We painted that in one of the episodes. Still looking mint. As you can see, the diff's dry. There's no leaks anywhere. It's all still sitting in the same spot. So yeah, a little bit of paint off on these arms. You know, they cop a bit of weather. Probably could have painted them a bit better. If you want to call that one of the only little things, I probably didn't paint all these arms good enough. So I still call the rear end a win. Diff's not leaking. This is done well before the YouTube channel. We've got our GJ Drivelines Pro Series tail shaft. Never had an issue with this thing. It's been in there for 5 years, maybe more. Never had an issue. F100 uni, front and rear. I highly recommend you get rid of that factory CV and put a big uni in it like that, and you'll never snap anything. So yeah, next up, KevSpec transmission cooler install. Still looking mint. Everything's still looking where it's supposed to look, still straight, no leaks. The hoses are still in good condition. Got our RaceWorks fittings there. Still mint, nothing's leaking. So to all you people that said the factory cooler will leak, well, it may eventually, but it's not now, so that's a win. So yeah, the transmission cooler is still fine. No, I haven't had a fan. It hasn't had a fan since I installed it. been to the drags twice, plenty of dyno runs, plenty of cruises in summer, and did an oil change about 6 months ago, and the transmission shop said it's the best oil he's seen in a built transmission. So there you go, I said it's a win. KevSpec heat shield, doesn't move, still tight. So yeah, and that's about it for underneath the car, I think. Just to show you, the engine's pretty dry. 170,000 Ks, driven hard, been modded since about 60,000 Ks. No secrets. No head gaskets. A tiny bit of a sweat from the rear main here. I don't know if you can see that. It's a real slight sweat from the rear main area. But for a 170,000 K engine, I'll live with that. New engine mounts. I didn't do a video on them, but they're new. Now, one thing I know I've got is a bit of a coolant leak. So I don't know if you can see that. Got a slight coolant leak just there. My finger's pointing. I think it's coming from the coolant line that actually goes into the turbo, but that's all coming off soon, so we'll fix it then. So yeah, she's pretty good under here. She's pretty dry. She's pretty clean. Everything works. Big sway bar still there. Everything still works. I'm due for a front end rebuild. That'll be another YouTube video. So the front end's relatively stock. I just haven't got to it yet. It's got the Bilstein shocks, Petter's springs, got the billies there, Petter's springs. But yeah, all the upper inners need doing, lower inners, caster bushes, they're all making some noise and carrying on. So probably throw a couple of ball joints into the mix, wouldn't hurt. But there's no movement, there's no play in anything. Once again, I'll give you a look. I know you can't feel what I'm feeling, and it's hard to do one-handed, but there's no movement there. There's no movement. There's no movement in the steering rack. And I have had it on the ground and put a lever bar underneath the wheels to check ball joints, and they're mint. So yeah, she's looking pretty mint underneath. I think I've got everything. Transmission doesn't leak. Built transmission. So this ZF was built probably 2 years ago. Still in there, still going strong. Haven't had any issues with this transmission. Still shifts hard. Still shifts hard from first to second, third to fourth, second to third, fifth to sixth. Shifts mint. No leaks. It's a bit dirty under here from that bloody dirt road trip we did on the last video. So in the upcoming video, Great Ocean Road Cruise, don't forget to check that out. It'll be coming out. That should be out before this one. We found a bit of a dirt road, and yeah. All right, let's have a look in the engine bay. Oh, another quick one, the bonnet struts, but there's not much to do there. They fit, they work. Bonnet goes up and down. So there's not much to see in the engine bay in the way of things we've done. So a couple of videos ago, probably, well, it was nearly 2 years ago, we put a set of stage 1 camshafts in it. It's also had an atomic timing chain fitted to it. All still going strong, doesn't rattle in the morning, doesn't rattle when it's hot. Martini oil to thank for that. As you've probably seen in the last video where we replaced the rocker cover, the old rocker cover was mint. There was no carbon, no gunk. Just pays to service your car regularly and keep your oil clean. As you'll see, I've just serviced my vehicle. I don't know if you can see that, but that is golden. Like you've changed the oil on a 30,000 K and this has got 170 on it. I just changed the oil before and look at it, it's mint. So yeah, the camshafts are going well. Timing chain upgrade went well. We upgraded to the We upgraded to the long life blue Martini coolant. Still in there, still working a treat. It's long life coolant, so I should get at least 5 years out of it. What else have we done in the engine bay? TURBOSMART blow off valve, it's on there and working a treat. Like I said, I've noticed a little bit of a fuel economy increase. I believe the old blow off valve was bypassing air at idle, giving you shit throttle response down low and poor fuel economy at cruise state. So that's come up good. Rocker cover still looks mint. Shiny AF. Really happy with how that came out. Headlight restore. We painted, re-cleared the headlights. They're a little bit stone chipped. You'll probably give it another year or two and they could have another go, but they're certainly not faded, not discolored or anything. Still looking mint. I think that's about it on the KevSpec mobile. Just trying to think what else we've done in this YouTube journey. Oh, and also when we upgraded the camshafts, we put some RaceWorks 1650 injectors in it. They're still in there. No leaks, no running issues. So yeah, I think I've tried to cover everything, guys. If I've left anything off, chuck it in the comments, or if there's anything that I've gone over today that you'd like more information about, chuck it in the comments and I'll answer you the best I can. It's a bit of an overview of the KevSpec weapon. Alrighty guys, I hope you like that quick run around of all the mods I've done in this YouTube experience, and I have to say 99% of them have come up fine. Like I said, just a little bit of paint off the rear subframe because I probably didn't take enough care painting it and use cheap paint, but you get what you get with cheap paint. But all the other mods I've used, you know, pretty good products where I can. You know, the transmission cooler's a quality Process West Process West cooler, RaceWorks fittings. You know, I've tried to do the right thing where I can, and the results speak for themselves. The car's still going strong. So, like I said, if you've got any questions or you want to know a bit more about any certain products that I've got on this vehicle, chuck them in the comments and I'll answer it the best I can. Anyway, that's it for Kev, the KevSpec machine and all the mods. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you can. I'd really appreciate it. Stay safe and love yous. You!